Hello everyone, I am Hadynn Erickson and today I will be discussing article number 6, a reappraisal of Wilhelm Wundt. Wilhelm Wundt is also known as the father of modern experimental psychology. He started the first handbook on experimental psychology and soon after opened the first lab of experimental psychology. And this is commonly known and thought of as the beginning of modern psychology. He was influenced by physicists and rationalists. He also had a philosophy background, and we can see this in some of the topics that he covers. I'll start by covering the methods section of the article. Wundt's methods dives right into the psychological entities, which are experienced memory, perceptual capabilities, fluctuation of attention or alertness, and then ranges of our sensitivities. This section also goes into detail about the element of thought through Wundt's eyes with sensations and feelings. And then it also talks about the psychological events which cannot be predicted because of these three principles that we discussed in our lecture, which are the principle of origami of ends, the principle of contrasts, and the principle towards development of opposites. Also real fast in the methods section in the article, it also talks about, in the case of most high mental processes, such as language or concept formation, he felt that these were true experiments were not feasible. He said that they were not feasible. He felt that those topics must be studied through techniques of historical and naturalistic observation, as well as logical analysis. Now the article goes into the theoretical systems through Wundt. And the article dives right into his theory of Voltaireanism, which states that individuals can choose where they direct their attention. With this, Wundt was able to elaborate on selective and constructive attention processes, which is often referred to as the term of apperception. Apperception goes along with perception and creative synthesis, and all of this together, this is what makes psychology different from other sciences. I'd like to now discuss the present relevance that Wundt has on our field of psychology. The article goes into 6 main comparisons. The first is Wundt's central emphasis on validation process, which closely resembles to the modern work of cognitive control. The second is on taxonomic and generative descriptions of language. Wundt's analysis of language usage depicts the transformation of simultaneously configurations of thought into sequential representations in language symbols by means of the scanning activities of attention. Third, he had a student named Emil Kalapillet. I'm probably saying his name wrong, I apologize. But his student had the attentional theory of schizophrenia. He took Wundt's abnormal psychology and kind of had the first theory of schizophrenia through the attention deployment process, which is apperception. The fourth was the three-factor theory of affect. This is pleasant versus unpleasant, concentrated attention versus relaxed attention, low arousal versus high arousal. The fifth covered the study of selective attention, which inferences were made about human information, processes capabilities on the biases of measured performance times under systematically varied performed conditions. And lastly, Wundt's Volcker psychology, which is the study of higher mental processes possible through naturalistic observation. Now, I'd like to really quickly go over the historical contents. He had many ancestors who engaged in intellectual pursuits. So he came from a very smart family tree. Wundt's 10-volume vocal psychology reflects the spirit of the old nature philosophy in many different ways. His significance on volition and apperception comes straight from the earlier German idealist philosophy, and his 3 areas of mental functioning, thoughts, images, and feelings are still studied in cognitive psychology today. And then here are my references. If you have any questions or concerns or any additions, please feel free to comment or let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day.